Rucking is one of the best ways to build endurance as a tactical athlete, and it's absolutely required, but it's also one of the most common reasons guys end up with knee pain. And the surprising part is it's not the ruck itself that's a problem, it's how most people are doing it. We have a lot of guys that come to us for coaching who are already dealing with some kind of knee or joint issue when they show up, and 9 times out of 10, it's related to their ruck training. And what's frustrating is most of the time, these problems are completely avoidable. But without understanding the actual cause, most guys just keep grinding through the pain until they're forced to stop. So in this video, I'm going to break down why your knees are getting wrecked by your rucking training, and more importantly, how to prevent it so you can keep building endurance without sacrificing your joints. The first issue is very simple: load and volume. Most guys treat rucking like a toughness exercise instead of structured training. They throw on a 50 or 60 pound pack, step off, and just grind out miles. What they don't realize is that connective tissue doesn't adapt the same way muscles do. Your muscles might be able to handle it for a while, but your knees can't. And we see this all the time. Guys loading way too heavy too soon without actually building a base, and the result is your knees taking a hit, tendons getting overloaded, and that pain starts creeping in. The second issue is biomechanics. When you ruck, your stride changes. You're leaning forward, your stride lengthens, and every step you're decelerating against the ground. That shifts the load to your quads. Meanwhile, your glutes and hamstrings aren't contributing the way they actually should. Your posterior chain is basically shut off, and your knees are left to absorb the force that they're not built to handle. And when that becomes your normal movement pattern under a ruck, pain is inevitable. And the third issue is compensation. Weak glutes, tight hips, and limited ankle mobility all add up. If your hips can't stabilize properly or your ankles are locked up, your knees have to compensate. And over time, that compensation leads to chronic joint pain. So what looks like a knee problem is usually a hip or posterior chain issue showing up in the knees. So the solution to this isn't just to ruck less or stretch more, it's to address the real underlying cause. And step one is strengthening your posterior chain. Your glutes and hamstrings are what stabilize your pelvis and reduce force through your knees. If they're weak, your knees are always going to compensate. For this, we program things like RDLs, glute ham raise, squats, glute bridges, and sled drags. And with a full body split, it enables us to increase the frequency and hit this 3 times per week minimum. And this is not optional. This is the foundation that keeps your knees healthy when you're under load. And step number 2 is focusing on movement quality every single time you put a pack on your back. This doesn't mean adding complex drills before every session. What we emphasize with the guys that we coach is simple. Keep your posture solid under load, control your stride, and most importantly, avoid overstriding or leaning too far forward. Those small adjustments make a big difference over the course of a ruck. We also make sure they're warming up properly before adding loads. So basic dynamic movements to get the hips, ankles, and core moving well. And that's usually all it takes to get the body ready for a ruck. The goal isn't to overcomplicate your prep. It's to move well once the weight goes on. Step number 3 is structuring your ruck progression like a strength training progression. So start light, progress gradually, and increase your load or distance slowly. Most guys get into trouble by trying to push up both the load and the distance at the same time, or by rucking too heavy too often. Treat it like lifting and build the capacity over time. And step number 4 is mobility and recovery after your rucks. Focus on hip flexors, calves, and quad soft tissue work. You're not trying to stretch away the pain. You're trying to restore proper movement so your body recovers and stays durable for the next session. If you dial in these 4 areas: posterior chain strength, quality movement under load, proper load progression, and consistent recovery work, you'll not only get rid of the knee pain with your rucks, but your ruck performance will actually increase and improve over time. At the end of the day, rucking does not need to ruin your knees. You just need to train for it like any other load-bearing task. And in the next video, I'll break down exactly how we build ruck endurance and performance for tactical athletes without sacrificing strength or risking injury. And if you're dealing with overuse injuries or pain when rucking or running, we have a team of strength coaches and a rehab specialist who does nothing but help our guys run and ruck pain-free. The link to get started is down in the description. And with that, appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you in the next one.